Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to RFL Tier 1 Season 3. It is qualifying at the moment for the Chinese Grand Prix, the first race of the season, the inaugural race, and we will see an amazing 18-car race here down in China. I am Morgs5631, your commentator today, and today I will be joined by AxeCurve.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm fairly new to this Tier 1 commentating. It's actually my first time commentating for this league, if I'm not mistaken. So, I'm a Tier 2 driver, last season's champion. So, yeah, you might know me, but Josh or Axel.
Yep, so nice little introduction there. So let's focus though on today's race. We have multiple very quick drivers. We've got last season's champion, have we? Yeah, we do. Danny F31 is in the lobby today, and his rival from last season as well, King Liam, the man who looked so dominant for most of the season but didn't go on to win. He's back and he's going to be hunting for revenge on both Danny and the entire field for him not winning the title last season. He's going to be very disappointed about that. He at the moment is out on the soft coming tyres, and he is in the McLaren car for this season. A new car, I think he wasn't in that last season. I forgot what he was last season already. That's pretty bad of me, but yeah, he's in the McLaren this season. He's going to be going for a good result hopefully today. Danny as well, though, he is the champion, the reigning champion now, and we've also got Ninjas, who is the champion of season 1. So we've got two champions on this grid, and will they be able to attain their crown going into this season? It's going to be difficult, but if we look at the tyres available today, we've got the ultra softs, we got the softs, and we got the mediums. Just talk to us a bit about the tyres and how important it is to pick the correct tyre compounds in qualifying here.
Well, I'm not fully sure what the weather's going to be like to the race, but ultra softs, from what I've seen, aren't a great tyre to start on. But I mean, that's just personal preference, because you'll be quick in quali and all that, but overtaking a China is difficult. But they're going to die out really quickly because China is really bad on tyre wear. Some people are opting for the softs, such as King Liam and Danny. So they might be thinking a more conservative approach, or just see what people do. Some people are out on mediums just to sort of get a test for the feeling of the track and rubber in. It should be an interesting race.
Yep, we've got multiple cars out on track at the moment on laps. I've been notified actually that rain in the race, and it's going to be an intermediate or dry tyre start. It's that light rain. We saw it in Tier 2 as well. It's that light rain. We don't actually know whether it's going to be an intermediate compound start or whether it's going to be a dry compound start. It's very unknown. I think it's about a 1 in 10, 1 in 5 chance of it being a dry start, but we'll see. I guess as Rampage sets the first lap of the session, a 132.5 on the ultra soft. I'm sure he can improve on that though, as he is a very quick driver. In the Tier 2 pole time, just for reference, was a 30 flat, as Roy Faz goes into third on a 34.6, and then TR Clays goes into second, but now that's instantly third as F1XL Nuthead in the Williams goes into P1, a 30.6, good lap. King Liam a 31.9, not a bad lap at all for the McLaren driver. The season 2 should have been champion, I guess you could say, but his tail end of the season was so poor in comparison to Danny's, and there was nothing King Liam could do in the end to defend off a charging Danny at the end of the season. Labour Devil up into second place, not a bad time at all, 131.4. And yeah, at the moment, a lot of quick cars, a lot of quick drivers, and some cars on mediums as well, which is very interesting to see at this early stage, especially with a wet race on the cards.
Yeah, nearly everyone's out on track at the moment, so they're just trying to get their first few laps in, get used to the circuit. I don't know if you said whether it was going to be wet the whole race or all that. I just drifted around the fast right-hander. But I don't know if he said it was going to be a full wet race or if it was going to dry up like it did in Tier 2.
Yeah, I just know it's in the race, and it's gonna. Everyone in the chats now at the moment is worried about whether it's gonna be an intermediate or dry start. There's no word really about whether it's gonna get drier, so I guess that's gonna be an unknown element to us, and that's gonna make it very, very interesting to watch. But at the moment, just whilst we were talking about that, Vapid in a Ferrari, which is very strange to say, considering Vapid is probably one of the biggest Mercedes fans you'll know. King Lee goes to second, by the way, but Vapid went up into 5th. King 7MF16, or I'll just call him Kimmy. Not King. Kimmy, sorry, 7MF16. I'll call him Kimmy for the sake of the stream. He is 7th place, medium tyre, the quickest of those runners. Actually, no, he's not, because Leopard's just gone into 5th place. A 32.3 on mediums. That's a very, very quick time for the Renault driver. Very impressive time as well. Well done to him for that, and if he decides to bolt on a set of softs or ultras, he will be blistering and he will be right at the top of the timesheets.
Just a quick note on LTR Leopard. Although he's going quick, his setup looked very, very oversteery from the lap that I watched him on. He nearly lost it coming out of the right-hander onto the straight, and the fast left and then right-hander this bit where it's coming through now, he lost it and nearly put it out. But if you have a really quick setup, that'd be good for quali. But if the race is going to be wet, you don't want to have the slightest setup at all. You want to have as much downforce as you feel you can without being too slow. So we'll see how that affects him later on.
Yep, we will hear Van Smother across the line. He goes to 5th place ahead of his teammate on the medium tyre. The 131.5 on the mediums. Wow, that is quick on those mediums compound tyres. 8 tenths quicker than his teammate, LCO Leopard, and Antsmaz has really burst onto the scene here, and he's not here to play around. He is here to win, because that is a very competitive lap time. Ian Boy into 6th place, last season's 3rd place finisher as a whole in the championship, and he will be hunting for a good result. LCO Leopard, though, has just got up into 6th place, just behind his teammate now, 131.6 on those medium compound tyres. He's overtaken Boris, who has just begun a lap, I think. Don't know why he's done that, and no, Boris has backed out, or he's not on a lap at the moment. He did set a 32.9 just recently, as Anton Beacon's just begun a lap. Williams is off there. I think there might be FNX or Nuthead, who is out on an out lap at the moment. So that is all good on that front. He has not crashed, he's not gone off, he's just on an out lap. Here's Anton Beacon in the Ferrari, coming to the end of the first sector. He's got a Sauber not too far in front. And Anton Beacon, yep, so Sauber did get out of the way, but Anton Beacon is on a good lap at the moment, I think. He's coming through the left right-hander. See, he hasn't made any major mistakes so far, that's a good sign. I'm not actually sure what his sector times were. For the first sector at least, so if you can check that for me please, that'll be useful. With here's Anton Beacon coming towards the end of the second sector.
Yeah, I lost it through the left and right hander.
Bacon Yum. Sorry.
He lost the rear and put it in the grass from the looks of it, but no damage, like visible damage. So his tyres might be a bit scuffed, but apart from that, it looks good.
Yep, that's good. That's good news for us at least. So at least he can actually maybe get out a lap again. But with his tyres being a bit damaged, maybe that's not the best option. But here's Anton Beacon. He's in 16th place at the moment. His teammate's up in 8th. Can he get ahead of his teammate, or will he have to settle for something less? He's on the medium compound tyres. He comes across the line. It's 8th place for Anton Beacon, just ahead of his teammate. He qualified on the soft compound tyre at the moment. A good lap by the Ferrari driver, an impressive lap by the Ferrari driver, and we'll see what he can do later in the session.
Labels on a lap at the moment then. Fast and then now fast right hander in set 2, very technical part of the track. If you mess up, it will ruin the rest of the sector possibly. Looks fairly neat for the double left hander. Now what I call the hardest part of the track. To left, then a right again, leading onto the main straight. If you mess up the right hander for the straight though, that will ruin your lap because you'll get stuck on the curbs and lose speed. But it looks fairly neat for a Toro driver, so might be a good lap. And ERS wide open and towards the hairpin. The McLaren will not be holding him, which is always good. Late braking on a clip the inside apex, then I'll drift out wide. to the end of the lap, then it's a fast left-hander. You want to go as wide as possible, then cut in. Just try again, open up the DRS. Looks fairly neat. Keep him P3.
Yep, no improving news. The 10th down is personally best at the moment. That's not where he wants to be, considering the times around him. King Liam is 31.3 on those softs, but then you got the two Renault boys, a 31.5 and a 31.6. I'm still in astonishment about that lap time, but they are on the medium compound. That's 3 compounds harder than the Ultra Softs if you include the Super Softs, which are not available at this track. Wastel goes into 7th place, by the way, in this fourth India. Nuthead extends its lead at the top and moves to a 30.2. But again, just to reference, the pole time with Tier 2 with a 30.0, so there's still time from a lot of these drivers to improve, because really we'll be expecting a lot of them to be able to beat those Tier 2 times.
Well, a lot of people haven't done the Ultra Soft runs. But a lot of people just on the softs and mediums, so maybe they are thinking it's going to be a dry start. But yeah, as you said, it's like a 1 in 5 or 5 in 10 or whatever chance. So it's going to be a risk to take.
Yep, definitely. Here is Danny at the moment, your last season's champion, in the Mercedes, down towards the hairpin at the end of the first sector, coming out of that now. What can he do this season? This is a man we need to watch with interest, as Claes goes into 2nd place, by the way, on the soft compound side, ahead of Liam, last season's championship contender, as Danny comes through the middle sector. King Liam goes fastest at 30.1. That's a good lap time, but Danny's going to be trying to beat that. He wants to beat last season's rival, and he's on the Ultra Softs, and he will be going for it as much as he can in towards the twisty stadium-ish section. I always think that's a stadium like grandstand. I'm not actually sure what it is, the anting thing, but there's nobody that sits there, which is weird to me. But yeah, here's Danny down the main straight now, the long straight. Very, very good opportunity for overtaking in the race, but in qualifying is a long wait, waiting for this hairpin, and he brakes very nicely for that. There's a little lock up on the front right, but all good all through there. Vapid goes into 3rd, by the way, in his Ferrari car, as here comes Danny round the final corner now. Now it's just a sprint to the line, and it's going to be P2 for Danny, just behind King Liam by just under a tenth of a second. F1 XO Nuthead is in 3rd, and PMT Bird has gone into 4th place ahead of Vapid Coot, and a lot of quick times being set now, as a lot of drivers are going out on the Ultra Soft compound tyres.
As Haas coming to the pit lane, he spent final sector out of fuel, I think, which not sure if he held anyone up. I don't think he did, but there's something to mention.
Yep, hopefully he did not get anybody's way, as Rifey has left the session. I don't know who that is, might just be random. But yeah, here's Ian Boy at the moment, the Mercedes car, the teammate of last season's champion, and he came 3rd himself, did Ian Boy, and he's coming down the straight at the moment, as Elsior Leopard goes into 4th place on the softs. Wow, that is a quick lap by the Renault driver. He's competing with by just a few tenths with Liam and Danny and Nuthead, and he's on the soft compound tyres. But here's Ian Boy around the final corner. He's coming towards the line now. What's his time going to be, and where's he going to put him? He's going to put him P6 in his Mercedes car. Not bad lap time at all, and he will be hopefully going again and proving that he has pace to take pole position today.
Yeah, Bacon Yum, normally a pretty quick drive for him, I've been told, but down in P18 he hasn't been able to string a lap together. First one got invalidated, and the other one was like a 154, and I think that might have got invalidated, but just weaving then, coming to the end of sector 2, he's trying to get heat into their tyres. There's a yellow flag, sector 3, might just be someone getting out of the way. He's going to need to get that lap in. He's on the Ultra, so he's really intending on going a quick lap. Weaving left to right, that's a risky thing to do at such high speed. If you lose the rear, it could be game over, starting last. But he's just going to be getting ready now. Start a lap.
Yep, and speaking of starting laps, Label Red Devil in the Toro Rosso has just begun a lap at the moment, and I think he's the only one at the moment on a quick lap, so let's go ahead on board with the Toro Rosso driver coming through turn 1, 2, 3, Coming round now, turn 3 and towards turn 4 and 5. The hairpin at the end of sector 1. Very tricky point of the track. You got to make sure you don't lock up here. And is it better to take his height line? Is it better to go out wide? I'm not sure. Axgirls, do you know what's the best line through these hairpins around this track?
So again, I didn't quite catch that.
What are the best lines to take around the hairpins in this track? Is it better to be tight? Is it better to go out wide and get better exit? What's better?
Go out wide, cut in, maximise the speed on the exit. If it's wet, like it should be at the start, may not be the right thing to do, because as Bacon put it off, he's off. He's going to be starting P18. It looks like he's in the gravel track. Coming out of, I think that is, he's reversing in the track. Ooh, not a good thing to do. I think that's the fast left-hander he's came out. I'm not fully sure what turn number it is. I think it might have been like turn 5, turn 6 or something like that. That's going to absolutely ruin his qualifying. He doesn't have the time to go out and get another set of tyres on. He's spun on this set, so he tries to do the lap, he'll be risking it.
Labour Red Devil goes up to 9th place. Lanceman is retired. He's in 8th place at the moment. Not bad showing at all from the Renault driver on the soft compound tyres. If he goes into the Ultras, he would be easily in 2nd place if Althea Leopard went onto the Ultras as well. But Ansmath could easily be on pole position at the moment. He could easily break into those 29s. He is showing pace here, and he is one to watch out for. But if it's not a dry compound start, his race could be ruined. That's Hunter Beacon going off, and he's in the wall. In his throw, he's not going to set any more time, and he's going to have to retire and hope that it's a dry compound start to benefit of starting on those soft compound tyres.
They can start at his lap with the other flag set 3. I'll take a look what that is. It's just going extremely wide. Never mind, set 1. Bacon is on a lap. Oh, when he's off again. In the gravel through turn 1, comments through turn 2. Clearly not the right setup. If this is what it's going to be like in quali, maximum grip, what's it going to be like in the wet? Even less grip. He's just putting it at the wall now. Not good at all.
Wastill has gone up to 2nd place, by the way. A great showing by Wastill, as his teammate seems to be struggling at this early part of the session. King Liam's on a lap at the moment, our provisional pole sitter, and he's got challengers from behind. He's got Danny on a lap. He's got F1XO Nuthead on a lap as well. Nuthead's coming down the back straight now, the long back straight, just waiting for the lap to end. Briz is on a lap as well. Briz only has to improve by 3/10 to get pole position. Nuthead only has to improve by 1/10, so let's see what he can do. The top 4 are separated by 1/10 of a second, but will that be the same in 30 seconds time as Nuthead is coming round the final corner now? What can he do? Where can he go? He comes round the final corner and towards the line. He sprints towards the line. That's P1 for Nuthead. A great showing here, but the qualifying is not done yet. King Liam is coming next. He's going to be the next car to cross the line that's got a good chance of taking pole position
out
here.
of it.
He comes,
but Danny and King Liam are still in this fight. He comes then towards the final corner. Gonna want to maximise the speed he carries through there. Takes it almost flat. Kimmy.
ooh,
29.9, and King Liam goes second. 29.9. 29.8 by Danny. What a lap! A Mercedes driver.
so here comes SR Ninjas. He does not improve. TR plays in the wall, but Boris Airbox, the last man to cross the line. Can he take pole position here? Only 8th for Boris, but a good showing, 6/10 off pole position. He will be disappointed though, he didn't take pole. But Danny, last season's champion, kicks off this season with a bang, and he's on pole position here in China, ahead of Kimmy, who's in 2nd place, and he's going to be on for a very, very good season if he can maintain that speed, whilst you got King Liam in 3rd place.
Let's be back in 1 second.
So, just for reference there as well, the pole position time was a 29.8, and the pole position time in Tier 2 by Kingley Diagram was a 30 flat. So, really both tiers are very, very competitive as well, and you can see there how competitive it is. We got Danny, he's less than 1/10 ahead of Kimmy in 2nd place, and the McLaren of King Liam is just over 1/10 behind. Nuthead is in 4th place, the Englishman. Good performance by him. Wastill and Leopard, 5th and 6th. Briz 7th and 8th. Sorry, Briz and Boris 7th and 8th. Ian Boy and Vapid making all Scottish 5th row in 9th and 10th. Earl Lansmouth, Labour Red Devil, and to Beacon TR Clays, SL Ninjas, Ruizas and Rampage and Bacon Yum. Round off the grid, Bacon Yum though really struggling that session. We saw countless examples of it, and hopefully that isn't repeating this race because he has a good pace and he could really be in the title battle if he can string some good pace together. But now we're expecting weather and we've got it. Is it going to be an intermediate or is it going to be a soft compound start? If you have a look in that Mercedes garage, you can see some soft compounds ready. So is it going to be a soft compound start? And does it mean that some drivers are going to be benefited, or does it mean that some drivers are going to be disadvantaged? We've got multiple drivers who decided to start a bit low on the grid. Antsmath as an example, Leopard's an example, risking the fact that it could be a dry compound wet weather start, whilst others, as Danny proved and Liam proved and Kimmy proved, they're going for raw lap speed in order, in order to gain maximum lap time and potentially start on the wet tyres. It's unknown at the moment what it's going to be. What do you think
slicks
it
in the
looks like on the
garage?
track?
I can't see
I
fully
did
yet.
point that out. Yeah, they are slicks. So what tyres are
Are
on?
they?
They're on
Oh, no,
intermediate
it's-
compound tyres.
Yeah.
So the tyres that
Oh, he hasn't
are
pulled off
designed
yet.
for the wet conditions are Danny very
And he's
strong behind.
delayed start.
But yeah, a very slow start for Danny, but a very slippery track on around this Chinese circuit. We got the same conditions in the Tier 2 race, and it seems to be repeated here today in Tier 1. It's going to be an interesting race. We've got 18 drivers on the grid and 18 drivers who will all be fighting for the win and could potentially take it. Who's your money on if you have a look at this grid at the moment?
Well, I think Danny's got some blistering pace, but I think you can't really predict at this stage. Everyone's going to be in prime form. First race of the season, you're going to want to make a show for yourself. But there's quick drives at the back and at the front, so I'm not going to put any money down because I'm not a betting man, but expect a good race.
Yep, if I had to look at this grid at the moment, considering the pace shown by the Renaults in qualifying, despite starting 6th and 11th, I think they're going to be good. But again, wet setups, who's running wet setups, who's running dry setups is all unknown at the moment. But the Renaults are definitely two drivers to watch out for. Leopard showed brilliant pace in qualifying, and so did Antsmath. I reckon if they both went onto the Ultrasofts, they would have been 1-2 in this race, and they would have been starting on the front row together and kicking off their season in the best possible way. But that hasn't been the reality. They both decided to take the risk of starting on the soft compound tyres and hoping that it's dry enough for that, and it hasn't turned out to be the case, and they're going to have to start on the intermediate tyres. So here we go then, towards the end of the formation lap, getting ready for the Chinese Grand Prix here in RFL Season 3. First race of Season 3, the first race of a long season as well. There are many drivers who have the chance of taking the win here, the chance of winning the title, and a chance of taking multiple race wins. We got 8, I think, race winners last season in Tier 1, and it was a brilliant season. We saw a tale of two halves for King Liam and Danny, who went on to fight for the championship into the final round. But the grid is being lined up now. We have 18 cars ready to tackle this Chinese track in Shanghai, and we've got a very wet track ahead of us. So we got 28 laps ahead of us, and we are ready to go here in China. Danny on pole position, Kimmy in second place. Who will prevail down in China? The lights are on, and we are away here in China. Danny's got a decent start. I think Kimmy might have bogged down a little bit. He loses the back end a little bit as King Liam is slipstreaming Danny down towards turn 1, but Kimmy's got the inside line and he could be able to fight Danny. He's made contact with Danny, but Danny manages to maintain, but Kimmy's going down the inside line towards turn 2. And he does manage to take the position. Kimmy leads, followed by Danny, but Danny on the inside now towards turn 3. Danny's going to get the position back. Kimmy's going to be squeezed out wide, and Kimmy's going to drop down to second. Now King Liam is going to try and make a move through turn 3 and 4 and down towards the hairpin at the end of the first sector. Is he going to be able to make the move down the inside? Because Kimmy had a look on Danny. Kimmy goes down the inside. Danny has to give him space on the inside, and he can't make the position, but they span. They both span. There's huge carnage in the background. 4, 5, 6 drivers have been collected. Way still leads. Nuthead in second, but Wastel's got damage. Nuthead now leads. King Liam in second. Leopard in third place. And what an amazing weird start as King Liam goes off the track. There's 4 wide in the background as well. Huge damage for Boris Letterbox as well. He's missing almost the entirety of his front wing. But a disaster for the championship winner, the reigning champion at the start. But brilliant for F1XL Nuthead in the Williams car, who leads the way at the end of lap 1.
Yeah, it's been a really chaotic start. Just in the background of turn 1 and 2, you can see front wings flying off what looked like the Saubers. But I'm not sure if there was that. I'm not sure if it was the Sauber. I wouldn't quote me. But here we come then down the main straight. Is anyone going to be making a move? As you see, Boris
Williams
has got extremely wide. He has lost his front wing. He's going to cause a big crash if he doesn't brake early. This has probably ruined his races. Oh, there's a lot of cars on this main straight. Oh, does he look up and
speaking down the inside of a lot of cars. 4 cars flying to the hairpin. There's a crash. That is Labour Red Devil
involving Toro, so yeah. He's having
Labour Red Devil round.
That's messy.
But
that is really messy.
At the end of lap 1, F1XO Nuthead leads after a chaotic start here.
Right on the back of him. You might want to catch on to that. Oh, Bacon Young has started last.
Contact between Briz and King Liam. Round the outside now, turn 3 he goes, and he can't make the move stick, but now he's going to get the move down towards turn 5 here at the hairpin, but he's just a little bit too far back. He's not going to be able to move, but I think F1XO Nuthead is struggling in these conditions. Wastel was all over the back of him. The Force India, who did get into the lead, he backed off it seemed, and let Nuthead through. I think he might have made contact with Nuthead, and that's why that happened. And Nuthead seems to be struggling in these conditions, and Wastel looks poised to take the lead here in China after a brilliant start for Nuthead. Can Wastel steal that away from him, that lead, and potentially go on to win this race? Anybody can win this race now after that start, but Nuthead, who started 4th place, is up to 1st. Wastel, who started 5th, is up to 2nd, and Leopard, who started 6th, is up to 3rd.
There's very close, TR, PMT and King Liam are very close on track, and as they're coming through that right hand that I very much dislike. Red Bull loses it a bit as PMT goes wide. That might be a track extend warning. That could benefit, ruin his race later on. We'll see.
Here comes Clay.
Gonna go around the outside. Is he gonna do it? No, he looks up a bit. Oh, they make contact. And the Red Bull also makes contact. Damage to the front wing of the Red Bull, I'm not sure. But I think the Sauber might have possibly damaged his end plate. That definitely caught the McLaren off regardless. He's right on the back of him now, looking down that gearbox. He's going to hold the inside line. Yes, he will, but he's going to try and he backs out. It's Red Bull. Going to try and go around the outside as well. Almost hits him.
King Liam, followed by Briz, followed by Clay, 4th, 5th and 6th at the moment. The battle you're watching at the moment on your screens is a beautiful battle between 3 very good drivers, but Briz going into the back of Liam. He's done that quite a few times already, and Briz is now going to try and slipstream and get down the inside potentially in towards turn 5, but no, he's just a little bit too far back, and that move's not going to go. He goes around the outside. He always went to the back of Liam, and he does manage to keep the car away from contact, but now here comes Clay. No, he's a bit too far back. He can't make the move, but this is allowed Vapid Coup at the Ferrari, and Bacon Young, he's made a brilliant start from 18th to 8th in the first few laps to get right onto the back of them. And it's a 5-way battle now, and Danny's actually getting involved. He's in 9th place at the moment. He's on the comeback, same with Kimmy as well, so he got a 6-car battle for 4th place at the moment. I think King Liam may have a bit of damage, which is why this battle is being caused, but back in the lead, Nuthead leads Wastel as they head onto the straight for the 3rd time, and this is the 3rd time that Nuthead's going to be under threat from Wastel, as we got the longest straight of the season pretty much. Sorry, Wastel on Nuthead though for the race lead. Wastel slipstream. Which way is he going to go, inside or outside? It's going to have to be the inside. Nuthead doesn't put much of a defence up, but down the inside goes Wastel. Is Nuthead going to break late? Is he going to try and get the switch back? He hangs it around the outside, and Nuthead's still there, and he's still going to get the run down towards the inside now of the final corner. He can't make the move, and he's going to have to stay in P2. But now coming back at him down the straight, he's got slipstream now on his rival of Wastel. Is he going to make the move round the outside? He's going to break as late as he dares, and it's just not late enough to make the move, and now he's going to have to switch to the inside in towards turn 2, and he's going to make the move. Down the inside he goes. and he's side by side with Wastel. Wastel on the inside of turn 3, whilst Nuthead tries to get around the outside. He just can't at the moment, and he's made a little bit of contact, I think, from that angle, but I don't know, I actually don't think he did. But now down the straight, down towards turn 4 and 5, the hairpin. Is he going to be moved down the inside? No, he's not. He's going to have to stick behind Wastel, but a brilliant battle between two very, very quick drivers, and they have had a brilliant start to the season, and they're showing that they have what it takes and they want to win this race.
10th to 4th is in a battle. Kimmy's gone right into Bacon Yummers. Oh, there's contact. Spun. 3 cars have damage. There's front wings now all over the track. Nightmare for the drivers. But wow, that was a battle and a half. While you're focusing on battle for first, 6 people were battling for up to 4th. As TR has made it past Briz, but Bacon Yum was 8th, but I think he may have damage now. I'm not fully sure. Kimmy does have damage, and I think there was a Mercedes that was involved in that. I'm not fully sure if he had damage. It might have been Danny actually.
Yep. I'm going to let you commentate for a minute because I've got to change my battery, so I'm going to focus on the battle for 4th place.
So 4th place, yeah, there's TR right on the back of the McLaren. Oh, he hits him. Oh, he's nearly spun him. Oh, but the gonna work. No, the Red Bull goes deep. It extends massively. He's gonna have to come back on track. Oh, the Sauber has made the move then, but King Liam isn't safe. That Sauber is coming into its prime. He's underfueled the car, so he's going to have a bit more grip than the drivers around him. Oh, that was close. So, Briz right on the back of the McLaren, and the Red Bull right on the back of the Sauber.
He's got
all over the shop.
There. Yeah, you're right, all over the shop is the right words to use. He goes into the back of Liam. He's done that quite a few times today. I'm not even sure if he's got away with no damage here. I'd be very surprised, as he's all over the back.
Keeps doing it.
But he's underfueled the car, and he's going to be very, very quick in the corners with that lighter car compared to probably Liam, who's overfueled the car a little bit. But it's a good strategy from Briz. I did it in the Tier 2 race when racing because I wanted to be able to use lead in the corners because you get better grip from the exit of the corners. Also you get a lighter car, as now here comes Briz down the inside into that left-hander. That's not usually an overtaking opportunity, but he's making it an overtaking opportunity. Down the inside, round the outside now of Liam. Liam hanging it in the inside, and Liam's got the position back, but now down the straight he's going to be vulnerable to a flying Briz with slipstream. And no DRS member though in the wet, but with slipstream, surely Liam has no response here. Here comes Briz, he's catching. And now which way is he going to go? He's surely going to go to the inside, but Liam's defending it. He's actually he's moving to the outside. Now here comes Briz down the inside. He breaks later than Liam, but is it late enough to make the move? Yes, it is.
He switches
Liam
back.
Oh,
but he gets hit by the Red Bull.
Yeah, he's made contact with the plate.
Must have denied him. Off the Red Bull just went straight into McLaren as the McLaren dives into the pits. He may have damage. Very early to pit before the enters.
Nuthead's in the pits, Liam's in the pits, and it's stopped raining. The rain has stopped. Nuthead's gone onto medium compound tires. Surely this is too early because the track looks soaking wet. If you go on board with Rampage, who are on board now, it's damp on the exit of turn 1. Yes, you can see a dry line forming, but surely it's too early. And Nuthead, who was running a very brave, strong 3rd place, may well be at danger of losing this. And he spins, he does a half in a drift through turn 1 and 2 there. And that's not his ideal line through there, and that's not what he wanted, and now he's at risk of losing that podium position if he cannot get this track to dry up quickly. It is drying up, but is it drying up quick enough?
Just a little bit of insight, when King Liam pitted, he actually got a new front wing, so the contact that he kept having must have damaged that car, which may have explained the lack of pace he was having. DRS hasn't been enabled, so someone's got off, I think. I'm not really sure, but yeah, DRS hasn't been enabled.
Track's looking dry.
Drifting. DRS hasn't been enabled as there's a really close battle from 6th to 3rd.
Yeah, but it is again about anticipating when that DRS is enabled. I tried picking it up early in the Tier 2 race. It didn't work, unfortunately, but I tried to anticipate as Nuthead's retired. The man who was leading this race at the start of the race has retired on lap 6 of this race. Let's have a look at where he crashed. He crashed down at the stadium-ish section. I don't even know what this is, but yeah.
P5 and P4 battling. Oh! Red Bull nearly puts in the wall. Loses traction, then always going wide again. That car is looking like an evil thing to drive. No grip at all. He's on the old Inters.
So
Inters can do about 11 laps. It depends on track condition.
2 Saubers are in, and so is Bacon Young. It does look dry now. So is this anticipating that DRS being disabled, sorry? And is it, DRS hasn't been disabled, but is it anticipating that? Because it surely is very, very soon. But it's been a long pit stop. Oh no, I think it's a front wing change for Briz, and that's going to hold up Roy Wizard a lot. And that's not what he wants for his races. He's going to be held up massively in the pit. He goes onto the soft compound tyres though, as his teammate goes into the medium. So a split strategy is actually, he's not actually getting serviced by his team. I think he might have a penalty. Yes, he now gets serviced.
That's Briz. Oh no, he hasn't. He's managed to save it. Very well done, but he's drifting, and that's not going to help his tyres or his time. It's clearly too early, isn't it? He's just drifting around.
Yeah, I think it is a bit too early, but it was worth a risk move for Briz because he was in a battle. He could have ended in disaster, and he needed a front wing change as well. But was it really worth it for Rizlav, who got held up by his teammate with a front wing change? Then he had a stop-go penalty or something like that. It looked like that to me anyway, and now he's a long way behind.
The yellow flag. Oh, they're very close to the left-hander, Bacon and Liam. Might be a fight that you want to see. Liam on the mediums, Bacon the softs. Who's going to be quicker? You'd think it'd be Bacon, but later on, their mediums, I say in a few laps, 3 to 4 laps, their mediums are going to come on into the scene and be really, really good. So Vapid and all that is pitting.
Yep, leader in. Race leader is in the pits. He's on a set of soft compound tyres. A split strategy to Leopard, who's gone onto the medium compound tyres. Can he make the softs go 20 laps? I doubt it. I think this is a 2-stop that he's committed to. Leopard's committed to the 1-stop, and he's decided to go on the medium compound tyres. But they are very tricky. You can already see him. He's squirmed out the pits and crossed the white line. Definitely there. And that's not his ideal exit. And he's got 8.8 seconds now to catch to Wastill. He's on the quicker compound tyres, but Wastill will be stopping again. So now it's a race between Wastill and Leopard for the win. Which will work, the 2-stop or the 1-stop here in China today?
I think the 1-stop's definitely going to be the prime strategy. But then you do think about it. If you're on the 1-stop but you're drifting around, you might have to convert to a 2-stop. So we'll see how it goes. Track, has DRS been enabled yet? I'm not fully sure as the cars are drifting around the hairpins.
I don't remember, I don't recall seeing any DRS enabled sign. It might have come up and we missed it, so apologies if that has happened, but I haven't actually seen anything come up yet, so it's going to be interesting to find out whether it has. I think the track is a bit greasy, but I don't think it's anything. Let's see, are there any cars within a second of each other? Ian Boy's less than a second behind Anta Beaker, but they're still ages away from DRS, and Ansmaz is within DRS range of Boris as well. So let's have a look at this, Ansmaz, sorry, as he comes round towards the back straight. He's coming now. He's about 20 seconds away from the DRS enable though, but he could get the move done on Boris just before that. He's going to have a look down the inside. Is he going to make the move? He's going to try and make it down the inside. He goes, and is that going to be the position for Ansmaz? No, it's not. He's going to do the switchback though, and he's going to go down the inside, and that's a very, very nice move there from Ansmaz. But now Boris is going to have the DRS potentially if the DRS is enabled. Let's find out as we go down. DRS is enabled for Ansmaz.
DRS is enabled.
So yeah,
he was just behind in the detection zone.
Yep, so Ansmaz has kept P11 there due to the DRS
Ian on Antiv
significantly.
Antiv holds the inside, but Mercedes still going to dive around the outside. Looks up though. So you're going to try, he's still going to try and hold it around the outside, but Ferrari's not making it easy for him. He has to back out.
But now he's going to get another opportunity. Yep, down straight.
very sort of laggy though for me, but I don't know if it's just me. But the Ferrari holds the inside again. This is not going to end well if they go side by side, but no. Ferrari stays ahead so far.
Oh, battle for third, sorry, this is more important than the battle for 14th.
Oh, yeah.
Clays is on the back of Leopard. Clays has shown some good pace, while he still hasn't really pulled away as much as I expected for Leopard. He's pulling away, but not by a huge amount. But Clays has really closed that gap. That gap was about 4 seconds to Leopard. Now he's right on the back of him, and they come down the straight, the back straight, and the gap is 7/10 between Clays and Leopard. And can Clays close that gap and get past Leopard
40 RS
as quickly as he can?
That's Bacon in the wall. He's had a terrible...
Sorry, battle for second though. Clays down the
accident.
inside into the hairpin. Is he going to make the move? He's going to brake late, but Leopard has just brake that a little bit later, and that means Clay has been able to hold on to third, and sorry, Leopard's been able to hold on to second, and Clay's had to stay in third. But now round the last corner, and with slipstream of DRS, is Clay's going to be able to make a move? But he had a terrible exit in that final corner, and no, he's not going to be close enough to make a move, and he's going to have to stay in
Rampage
P3 for a little bit longer. And he's not going to be able to make a move unless he dives it down the inside towards turn 2. No, he doesn't.
Ooh, battle
and now
8th.
Now at round turn 3 we go on board with Clays. Is he going to be able to move down towards turn 5? No, he's a little bit too far back. So you mentioned though the battle for 8th is Ansmath and King Liam that battling. Ansmath on the ultra soft compound tyres. They'll be very, very quick at this stage of the race, only 4 laps old. While King Liam is on those really hard medium tyres and not that good around this track as well. They're very hard to grip into the track, and is Ansmath going to make the move? No, he's not. As we need to really keep an eye though on Clays. He has got pace, and he's really been held up at the moment by the Renault of LCR Leopard, who's just trying to bide his time and keep that P2 for as long as possible. Clays could become a factor for Leopard later on the race, as Leopard is on the 1 stop whilst Clays on the 2 stop, and if Clays can be held up for as long as possible, that's going to definitely help Leopard, as he's going to have less of a threat from the Red Bull as time goes on. But with this DRS and slipstream for Clays, is he going to move it to the final chicane? No, he's a long, long way back, and he's nowhere near making a move there. But he's right on the back of him again, as he could be on the towards the final corner, and he could make the move down to turn 1 if he can get a good exit. Let's have a look. He cuts the corner a little bit, but nothing too drastic, as now he's down the straight with overtake EOS enabled. He has got a gap which could be closed down quick enough in towards turn 1, and then down the inside of turn 2 potentially. No, he's still a bit too far back, and I think it's going to be brave to try and move, and he doesn't, luckily for him, and does not take out his car, because that's the last thing he wants.
But yeah, Leopard and Clays are both saving ERS through these sectors and saving up for the straight. Leopard though is using 0 on the ERS menu, and what I find is that seems to affect your diff, so you might find it a bit harder through the corners, but we'll see. But King Liam and Rampage are battling, coming towards the hairpin, not the fast hairpin or the hairpin, but ERL. So you got Ninjas, ERL, Ansmaz, Rampage and King Liam all battling for 7th. Very close to each other, within a second between each others. So all very close. The Renault hits the back end to Rosso from the look of it. But yeah, well, the Red Bull looks like he wants to make a move. Thinks about doing a dive one, but decided not to. Focus on getting the exit, so that the car drift out as wide as he can, but not get stuck on the curb. As Torres goes a bit wide as well. There's going to be a double dose of DRS. Here he comes then. They all separate 3 wide. It looks like it's going to be coming towards the hairpin. 3 wide. Who is going to capitalise? Is it going to be the Renault? The Renault locks up. He goes into Toro nearly. I'm not sure if they made contact, but a Red Bull has made the move. Very good. From 10th to 8th. Euro and Smack pits.
So yeah, he's definitely on the 2 stop is Ansmath. He was on the Octosoft, he's now come in and he's making his 2nd stop of the race. So what time is he going to go on to? Also, just mentioned, Clay's dropped back a bit in the last lap or so, maybe to cool his tyres. Maybe he made a mistake, I wasn't sure. I looked up from my phone, he was 1.2 seconds behind, which surprised me, to say the least. There could have been a mistake there, and that's why he did drop back. But yeah, Alan Smith comes out on a set of mediums. He'll be quickest man on track, I reckon, now. But he's got to look out for those tyres to make it to the end. But they should make it to the end, looking at the age of those tyres. And we'll find out. We're still 10.3 seconds out in front of the moment. There's LCL Leopard in second place, but LCL Leopard is on a different contra strategy to the Force India of Waster. That's going to be an interesting development as this race goes on. This battle for the win is not done yet, despite the fact that the gap looks insurmountable for LCL Leopard. It plays has dropped back a bit from his rival of Leopard, who he's chasing down and trying to find a way past not long ago. He's just picked up a time penalty actually. And Danny, last season champion, involved in a collision on lap 1, has made an excellent comeback into 4th place at the moment. So let's keep an eye on his progress throughout the next few laps, and can he get back onto the podium? And what a drive it will be from last season's champion if he can get onto the podium. So we can see both letterbox. So he's P10, and that's who I'm watching at the moment. Both letterbox round the back of Rampage, and Rampage is in the wall. A huge crash there between Boris and Rampage.
Oh, what
as we see Ian Boy in the background going to the pits. It looked like desync, but was it desync? As a safety car is out here, and that has added a new dimension. It's going to help a lot of people.
People pit. Was you on board or was you not?
I was on board. I was on board with both.
I was on board with Rampage, so we'll have both views if they wouldn't send it into the stewards. But that just looked like sort of a pit manoeuvre, but obviously it could well have been desync.
Yeah, it looked like he did touch on my screen, but I have a feeling it was desync because Braze has been given a drive for penalty. He's running 6th place at the moment. That's not what he needs for his race. He's going to drop all the way to the back of the field when the field bunches up, and that's the last thing he wants. But Waster now has been given a gift that he will come out in the lead on the same compound tyres as LCL Leopard. But is it really a gift? Because he would have come out about 10 seconds behind Leopard, but on much better tyres if the safety car didn't come out. And that means that he could have easily closed that gap. And now he's got a race on his hands with this man, LCL Leopard. What do you reckon, Axker,
the Leopard pits
was the best thing really for Waster? Do you reckon it was a good idea? Well, not good idea, a good thing for the safety car to come out, or a bad thing?
The safety car has definitely helped him here. He's going to retain 1st place, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's known Sauce wouldn't have made it to the end. What's he on now? He's on another set of Sauce. They may make it to the end. I'm not 100% sure on what the Sauce can do, but definitely going to be a tight squeeze to get to the end if he tries. The Leopard's also on the softs. TR though goes on to the mediums. Same with Danny and PMT. So they're all thinking they go on to the mediums. They can push to the end, whereas the soft runners might have to conserve. The drivers who were underfueling the car now have been given a gift. Because I think it's just PMT who underfueled. Yeah, he's going to be able to put it in lean and low and just save fuel.
It's interesting to see the mix between what tyres are really going on. A lot of drivers on the mediums. I don't think they had any fresh set of softs left, which is why a lot of them are on the mediums, because they use them in quali, of course, where we saw a lot of drivers try and qualify on the softs, and you know that you only get 2 compounds to use, and they would have used the first, so that's why they're not a lot of drivers on the mediums. But they're going to regret that choice, I think, because you can see those top 2 of Waster and Leopard are going to pull away very, very quickly at the start of this race, at the start of the safety car. But you could say that Leopard set fastest laps at the end of that stint, and maybe the fact that Leopard's on Leopard was on the mediums at the time, the same age as all the softs around him, could suggest that maybe it's a better idea to be on the mediums. I don't know. It's all to be found out. What do you think?
I think the front 2 are definitely going to have a flyer of a start. Tion is going to desperately need to get heat into them. Is it TR? Who's on the mediums?
Wait.
He's showing up as mediums on my screen, like on my board, but then he's showing up with soft on his car, so I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, Danny is on he's showing up as soft on my thing. but it does say mediums,
gonna
and I usually trust
Yeah, I'm
the
gonna
game.
presume they're on the mediums.
Yeah, I usually trust like the ball side of the game.
If he's on the mediums, he's gonna need to be getting heat into them tires because they're gonna be stone cold. So the front two are probably gonna run off at the moment. Yeah, he's got to get that heat. If Leopard can get the acceleration point right, he could be all over Wastill. But yeah. Wait, why is Wastill showing his ultras on his car? I don't even know, man. This game is weird. So they fixed this in 2019. Showing his ultras on his car, but softs on the board. So I'm gonna obviously guess they're on softs. The safety car though is actually helping him go down the laps, so he might have to fight or not conserve as much.
Well, I mean, Kingley is now in 7th, by the way, and he was involved with the incidents at the start, but then he pitted way too early, I think, and now he's going to come back to 7th, which he's going to be happy with. A tale of many halves for a lot of drivers so far today, except Wastill, who has literally been dominating since he got past Nuthead on about lap 4, and since then he's led the entirety of the race, and he's still leading now as a safety car is getting ready to peel in with a lap or 2 now. And we're going to see a shootout between Wastill and Elsie Leopard for this victory. And what a race we're going to have, ladies and gentlemen. TR Clays and Danny, don't count them out yet. They're on the opposite compound of tyres. They're going to be slow at the start, but watch out for them at the end of the race. They could come back, but they want the safety car to come in as soon as possible for their race to really have a chance of winning.
Just to
sorry, what's happened there?
They made contact. But yeah, TR Clays started in P14 and he's already on the podium, so really good race from him. So he's going to be my driver today so far. But we're only about halfway through, so don't count anyone else out yet.
Yep, well, I mean, we'll come to driver day towards the end of the race when we know more about how this race will unfold. Was this the right strategy call from some of these drivers? Was it the wrong one? We're getting ready for racing here again. Wastill's backing up the pack now, waiting for the right moment to shoot off and go. He's going quite quick as well compared to you, who are usually back up a little bit more. But he's pushing and he's pushing and he's gonna try and catch Elsie Leopard off guard here. As here we go, backing up, ladies and gentlemen. Who will win? Wastill, Leopard, or will somebody else bring a surprise? We're racing again in China, and Wastill has gone. He's pushing again. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Wastill versus Leopard. Leopard seems to have stuck with him very well, and Leopard's going to have a move round the outside towards turn 1. Leopard's really nailed this restart compared to Wastill, and now Wastill on the inside of turn 1. Now Leopard does a switch back in towards turn 2, and Leopard has taken the lead. Danny's taken 3rd place for at the back ahead of Clays. And Wastill's dropped down to P2, but he's just on the back of Leopard as Danny is on the back of Wastill, and Danny can have a chance down towards the hairpin. Is he going to try and make a move? Is he going to go down the inside? He has a look, he goes for it, but he's not close enough to make the move, and he has to stay in P3, and he can't get close to Wastill. And now Wastill's got a task to close down the almighty Elsie Leopard, who's very, very quick, and get back into the lead of this race, which looked like it was in his hands, especially since he was on the 2-stop and going to go on the quicker tyres. But now that's all irrelevant, and he has got a job on his hands to take the win. But Danny's all over the back of him. The season 2 champion, is on the back of this season's most laps led winner so far of Wastill, and is Danny going to be able to find a way past of the Force India and overtake? Let's have a look as he comes down the straight now. Overtake EOS enabled. Wastill is going to be a sitting duck without DOS, but DOS might not be enabled yet for all drivers, though it's not enabled, and Danny's going to have to do it unassisted here. But with Slipstream, he looks like he's getting close, but is he close enough to make a move? He's going to go down the inside. No, he's not, and he's going to have to stay in P3.
Yeah, just a little note, he moved twice in that straight, which I'm not fully sure if he was allowed to, as there's a battle for 5th. Vapid has made a move on TR. Oh, he cuts the corner massively. Vapid up into P4. Good start.
I think personally, looking at the gaps and what happened there, I think it was fine because Danny was a long way behind and it wasn't in the braking zone. I think it's the worst thing is moving twice to break the slipstream. He moved and he slightly went to the inside and he moved back to the outside, but it was like a little movement. It wasn't anything major. I don't think it will get penalised. I don't think it will be looked into, especially with the gap between Danny and Wastill. It was not an overtaking opportunity anymore.
Whoa!
I think it's going to be fine.
Boris and Absmat make contact, then he goes right to the back of him. Not sure if he has any front wing damage. If he does, it'll be on the very front, which will ruin the aerodynamic, but it doesn't look like it happened. But around the outside, is it going to work? He's going to try to hold it at the inside, but it doesn't work. That would have been a great move if it had worked. Danny on the back of Wastill. DRS will get enabled at the end of this lap. I think he may be a bit too far back to make the move. TR and King Liam are very close. McLaren pushing his limits, trying to overtake the Red Bull, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yep, that's definitely not happening. There's a bit of
Liam,
backing up in the
he's done it
background, and
again.
we almost saw Ansmaz go into the back of Liam, and then into the back of Boris, and Boris almost go into the back of Liam, and that wouldn't have helped their races if they did make contact. I don't know whether they did or not. It would have been very, very close if they didn't. But at the moment, the gap is at the front. It's LCL Leopard leading by 2 seconds. He's made an absolutely blistering restart here. He just got round the back of Wastill and got past at turn 2 with a brilliant switchback move through turn 1, and he's now in the lead by 2.2 seconds as Wastill is trying to fend off Danny, but Danny's going to become ever more threat every single lap as those tyres begin to wear, as Danny becomes really the dominant tyre. But then again, the game's shown him as on softs, even though the board says mediums, and he's showing the pace as if he's on
4th
softs.
to 8th was close.
So maybe in fact he is on softs, but he's right on the back almost of Wastill. He's a second down. He's going to have the OS, but yeah, we'll focus on this battle for 5th at the moment. Well, 4th actually, but King Liam's really most likely making overtaking. He's almost on the back of Clay. But Clay's going to have DOS down the straight and slipstream, so that's going to make it more difficult for King Liam. And they come round as King Liam's losing the back end. That's not the way he wants to take the corner, but he's managed to keep it on the track. As here comes Boris, and Smaz is right on the back of Boris. But
doesn't have the ERS to overtake him. He's at 3%, whereas
Praise around the
on
outside
73.
of Rapid. He's going to try and make the move. He can't make the move around the outside. And that is going to be P5 for Clay and P4 for Rapid, as it was before. As Ansmaz and Boris in the background, did I hear that they hit each other?
Yeah, what's it? ERL, Ansmaz and Boris Letterbox have been going wheel to wheel constantly. They keep bashing into each other, and I think they're going to have one bang too many very soon because they keep getting really close to damage.
Rapid and Clays and Boris
happened?
had a huge collision there.
And
Boris has lost a bit of front weight, but
Williams.
King Liam's benefited the most, and he's up into P4. Rapid in P5, Ansmaz in P6, Clays in P7, and Boris down to P8. Not what Clays or Boris wanted there. Rapid's lost the position. I don't think he's going to get much front wing damage though, as Danny is on the back of Wastill once again.
The Williams and the Renault have been going wheel to wheel constantly as ERL is back on the back of Rapid, and also Danny's going to get the DRS on Wastill, but can he get the exit that he desires? It's a bit more ERS than does Force India driver, but he just looks too far back. The rear ring will be opening on that Mercedes, but I'm not sure he's going to get enough speed just to carry. The Force India was in non-ERS mode on that straight, but Mercedes was in medium, so they're not pushing for position at the moment. Possibly one of them has a penalty.
Yep, down the straight now goes Danny. He's going to slipstream now. Again on Wastill. He's got DRS as well. But is he going to make the move? He's in no ERS, but he's going to get a good run potentially through turn 2. There's an overtaking opportunity here if you are opportunistic, but he's not as opportunistic enough there to take the move, and he has to stay in P3. The Bacon Young's retired as well. He struggled all day really. He's in 13th when he retired, and unfortunately for him, he's out the race now. Let's see what happened to him as we're on board with Ninja. Let's see where he crashed and what could have caused it, as Ninja is coming around the final corner now. I don't see the car anywhere at the moment. It'll probably be right here. It was... there it is, on the middle of the main straight. That must have been a collision with the other car, because that is in the middle of the straight, not the end. though, surely he would have made a collision with the car, and that's not the way he wanted to
P9,
race
8 and
now.
7 are really close. The Williams keeps looking up. He needs to adjust his brake bias because it's not working the way that he wants it to. He's gonna ruin them tyres. Looking up, yeah, as I said, every corner. So, Danny has got it in overtake now. Wastel is in high. He's gonna have the DRS. Is he gonna make the move on the Force India? The Force India stays on the racing line. He's gonna dive it up the inside, locks up. The Force India's gonna try the switchback. Does it work? Not yet. No, it doesn't. The Mercedes then gets ahead, but the Force India driver will have DRS, but he doesn't have the ERS that he needs. He's got DRS but no ERS. Yeah, Danny makes the move. But, this is just letting Leopard stretch his legs and get away.
Oh, sorry, I apologise for the stream. I was a bit occupied there, and I completely missed the moves. But you did a good radio commentary, I think. So it's all good there. But I do apologise for that stream, for the stream. And yeah, but Danny's got past now, and he's gonna hopefully try and kick off on Althea Leopard, who has pulled out a 4.7 second gap at the moment, and that is very disappointing for the entertainment of the race, but very brilliant from Althea Leopard's side, because that has been a very, very dominant performance so far in this final stint. But Danny, on those medium tyres, could be coming back at him towards the end of the race as his tyres get a bit old. As Leopard's tyres get a bit older, he locks up there coming to the stadium section. I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's just, is it a stadium section? Is it just walls? I don't know. I'm saying it all stream, but it just confuses me. But yeah, Leopard 4.9 out in front now. He is still pulling a gap to Danny, but how long will that gap keep increasing? And when will Danny begin to close down? Surely it's going to be around now. It's going to be interesting to find out. And Wastel is still in the back of Danny, though. He hasn't lost grip, and he's going to go down the inside.
Oh, a late dive from Elliotson.
Yeah, almost down the inside. He almost went into Danny, but he didn't, and he just managed to avoid him there. But he's lost a lot of time doing that, and I think he kind of scared Danny as well. And Danny's now run off in fear as in towards turn 1 we go. Danny drifting a little bit through turn 1, running a bit wide. That's not going to help his grip and time, as Wastel's right on the back again. He caught up half a second in turn 1, and that is perfect for him. But if he can get around to the back of Danny, he's going to have a chance in towards turn 5 as yeah, Boris on Vapid, and Boris is going to try and make a move inside towards turn 5. Vapid's just got past him, but Boris is going to fight back. Oh, Vapid defends the inside. That's a very nice move from Vapid there. He didn't move twice at all. He stuck to the inside line. Boris did not expect it, and it almost led to a collision, but I think that was very good defending from Vapid there. Very smart and calculated defending, and he keeps P6 away from Boris for a little bit longer.
Yes, Boris. Vapid's on the mediums and Boris is on the soft, so while that soft driver or the soft tyres are stuck in the dirty air of the Ferrari, they're going to be overheating and deteriorating much quicker than the mediums. Plus he keeps looking up. His tyres are going to be terrible compared to the Ferraris. He's on a nice, good heat, not overheating set of mediums. He's running it cushy at the moment. That Williams is desperately trying to get past and overtake and DRS. He needs the position. Locks up again. Oh, he hits him. It might be a bit of damage on the Williams. I'm not fully sure. But he's going to try it then around the final corner. He needs to get a good exit. Doesn't do so. Gets stuck on the curb. That's not the racing line you want to take.
Yeah, now Higgins Boris down towards turn 1. He's going to switch to the inside. No, he's not. Vapid does defend that now. He's on the inside line. Boris going to have to try and go around the outside. As he did he get contact from behind? I think Clay's made contact with him. And now Clay's has joined the party, and he's going to try and make a move on Boris, as Boris is trying to find a way past Vapid. But is he going to be a carbon copy of last lap? As Boris is like catching. Vapid defends the inside. Boris knows that, and he goes around the outside, and Vapid has no response. He tries to hit in the inside, but it's not enough, and Boris breezes around the outside, and now Clays is involved in this, and he's going to try and get past Vapid as soon as possible. But he is coming.
Max and King Liam, they're quite close. But yeah, this battle. Oh, there's a lot of people in this battle. From 6th over to about 10th to 11th. I'd say 10th. This is a nice battle. We've had this constantly here, which has provided great racing. Some crashes, but yeah, all in general good racing. It's gonna be a 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cars of DRS, all following. Oh, yeah, 4 cars of DRS.
There's Vapid. Vapid's going for a
Antiv.
move. Boris is trying to defend the inside. And he goes around the outside to Vapid. He's going to brake very late. He can't make the move though, but on the switchback he could have. That's Clay's round in the background, making contact with Antiv. But the Ferrari of Vapid is going to try and make a move on Boris. His teammate Antiv tries to make a move on Clay. They all run wide there on the final corner. It's 3 wide, but here's Vapid with slip through on Boris. He's going to go over the inside, but Boris defends the inside too strongly, and Vapid has to go around the outside and then switch back on the inside. And he made the move into turn 2, and he's going to be able to hold that position away from Boris. But Boris is going to come back at him, as we've seen him done twice now, down towards the hairpin here. And he's going to slipstream. He's just as close as he has been in every other lap he's been in this position, and Vapid's going to do the usual defend the inside. Boris dives around the outside of last lap, and he can't make the move though this time. Vapid is just a little bit later on the brakes and holds the position, but then Boris on the inside now of the first left-hander. He was almost close to make the move, but he didn't make the move.
Closing in on the Williams. They're driving in synchronization, but there's just a puff of smoke every time in the braking zone. Smoke comes from that Williams, and it's not a mechanical issue, but he's lost it a bit. It's a huge tank slapper then coming through the second to last corner before the straight, but it might have compromised his entry.
Danny's just lost the position to Waster. I think he went wide, and he's lost the position to Waster. The gap was 7/10, and suddenly it was the other way, just around the corner. I think Danny made a mistake, and now Waster is back in P2, which is not where Danny wants him to be. As I think Clay's just picked up a penalty, and Antibeacon for corner cutting there. But here's Danny on the back of Waster once again. We've seen this battle before, and now it's round 2 of this battle, and it's the championship winner of last season versus the man who's led the majority of this race up until the safety car. And now Danny's on the back of Wastill for P2. This is a brilliant battle we're seeing at the moment. This is allowed Kingley and Anson to get very close as well. Watch out for them as this progresses. Danny has a look down the inside, but he didn't go for it in the end. As in the background, Anson is having a little go at King Liam.
It's the battle for second, so second in the championship, which is a very good position to be in. Obviously not first, but second is better than third. So they're gonna both want that position. They're gonna get their elbows out. I expect some good, but hopefully clean racing from them.
Yeah, and in the background you can see Liam and Ansmaz closing in as time progresses, and Danny is closing in on Wastill down the straight. Surely you can sense it coming as we come round the final corner before the straight anyway. And now with DRS and overtake DRS enabled on that Mercedes, you can see the move coming, you can see the gap closing, and is Danny gonna take P2 away from Wastill? He is down the inside, he goes, Ansmaz in the background goes down the inside, and Danny's taking P2, Ansmaz has taken P4 away from Liam, and it's Danny in P2, Wastill in P3, Ansmaz in P4 and Liam in P5, but will it stay that way as we go down another long straight as Liam picks up a penalty? He's down to 5th, and he's going to probably not stay there for long if he picks up too many more penalties. But at the moment I think he's safe in 5th place, considering the gap behind to Vapidku is 7.4 seconds, but he's made contact with Ansmaz there, and he almost went right into the back of the Renault and completely swiped him off the track. But Wastill down to P3 now. He's under threat from Ansmaz. He's been closing in gradually alongside King Liam on this battle for second in the last few laps, and now he has a chance to potentially steal a podium position away from one of these drivers, of Danny or Wastill. But who will it be that will lose their podium spot? Will it be Danny or Wastill?
Well, I think Wastill and Danny are both very good racers. Wastill, though, is not in the great position. He should get DRS on the straight. If he doesn't, that's going to really not help. Drives behind definitely will. He'll get DRS, but that means the cars behind will get a double, if not triple dose of DRS, which will mean maximum speed on that straight. They'll be revving up them engines. Interesting that Euro Antimax doesn't have a huge amount of ERS to play with. And that means the McLaren might make a move. He goes defensive into the hairpin, or he cuts him off, sort of, but he leaves him the minimal amount of space. As now King Liam goes into the minus in the fuel zone, so he's going to have to start saving fuel soon. But he's desperate for this P4, so he's going to continue pushing. He doesn't have much ERS, neither does Antimax though. He's going to dive it up the inside. Does it work? No, it doesn't work, but then the Renault goes extremely wide. That means the McLaren might capitalise. He does so.
Yep. Sorry, I just got something weird here. I just need to sort that out. Sorry. But yeah, good move there from King Liam. He's made that position, and now he is going to try and chase after Waithill. But now he's got a little bit of a gap. Who do you think is your driver of the day today?
Well, I think Rizzlers has done well. Oh, there's yellow flag sets too. Let's see what that's for quickly. Oh, it's Ian, boy. He's gone off. He's in the grass. Very expensive lawnmower that. But, driver of the day, I'm not sure. I'm gonna say maybe Rizlaz or Leopard. I think Leopard's gonna be my driver of the day because he started P6 and another yellow flag. Not sure
Ian Boy's out, but he was at the points anyway, so and he wasn't going to finish in the points. But here comes King Liam, so we have to cut short there. I think it's down the inside of Waithill for the podium position. Is it going to be what he wants for King Liam? But remember, he has that penalty which we saw him pick up, but we don't know about penalties for the drivers. But Waithill now on the back of King Liam as they head down to the straight for the final time now. The main straight we are with DRS enabled and go down towards turn 1 for the final time. Leopard leads, followed by Danny, followed by King Liam, but who will get third place? Will it be King Liam, will it be Waithill, or will it be Antsmathers? In towards turn 1 we go. King Liam defends the inside and cannot allow Waithill to get through. Waithill has held P4 unfortunately for him. He wants to get past him back into P5, sorry, P3. As on the back of him now is Antsmath, but the gaps have opened up a little bit, and I think that is the end of that battle. So,
King Liam's running out of fuel. He's on the verge of, he's under a lap of fuel. Look, you can see all his little red icon by his fuel gauge. He is running out of fuel. He's going to have to cut that engine power down. He's going to have to coast through these corners. Look, engine fuel mode is...
he's under a lap of fuel though with half a lap to go, so I think it's going to be fine. He usually does run it tight on fuel. It is.
No one else has got the little flickering light, so you might not have enough fuel to make it to the end.
Yeah. But Leopard though,
you do.
He is coming towards the hairpin for the final time, and he's going to win today's race, providing he gets through these two corners, okay. But he has 8.6 seconds out in front. He made a brilliant strategy work in the end. He started in P6. I said before the race the runners to watch out for, and he's proven that to me today. He comes across the line, he wins the first race of RFL T1, and he kicks off the season in style. Danny in second place after a collision on lap 1. My driver of the day today. He comes home in second place. King Liam in third. But will that stand? No, it doesn't, as Waithill steals third from him, and Ansmaz takes fourth place. Rapid Q's going to come home in sixth place in his debut for the Ferrari team. Weird saying that in the same sentence, but he comes home sixth, whilst Glorious comes home seventh. Antid in 8th, TR Clays down to 9th due to penalties. Label Adderall then is going to claim the final point spot. No, he's not. He's going to claim 2 points, whilst TR Clays is only going to get the final point spot, as Boris Letterbox gets 11th. Ninja's Season 1 champion, remember how long ago that was. He's going to come home with a pointless start to the season in 12th, and so is Briz. He's going to come home without any points at all on the board, and he's going to come home in 13th. But Danny is my driver of the day today. You said that, was it your driver of the day? Or Leopard? Leopard, that was it.
Leopard.
Yeah. So, yeah, you said Leopard was your driver of the day, I say Danny. To come back from pretty much after your lap 1 collision, to come into the podium, and he was on for a podium before the safety car as well, making it even more impressive as well. Brilliant drive by him. But Leopard as well, brilliant drive by him. Waithill as well, he drove well. He drove a very composed, calm race, and I think he's driven very well today. But nowhere near to the standard that Danny and Leopard have driven, because they have pulled out all the stocks here, and really went against the odds at some points. Leopard starting 6th place as well. That is good driving. And Danny coming all the way from the back of the grid after a lap 1 collision, after leading the way for a little bit. He came from a collision from the back of the grid and back up to second. A brilliant drive there, reminiscent pretty much of Bottas's drive in Azerbaijan 2017, from pretty much last after a collision to 2nd place. That's what Danny did today, in the same car as well, the Mercedes car. But we'll get the podium drivers in, so Axel, if you want to invite them in, as I'll run through the order here. So Leopard is your race winner today, ahead of Danny F31. 2 brilliant drives there. The pole man, though, comes home in 2nd. He will be gutted as a whole, I reckon, for not converting that pole into a race victory, but he will be happy with the way he's driven. Way still in 3rd place. The Brit doing a very, very strong drive today. Ansmaz in 4th, King Liam down to 5th, but not a bad start to the season by any of them, by any stretch. Vapidku, debut for Ferrari, 6th, while his teammate comes home in 7th, just behind him. Antiv and Grizzas, 7th and 8th. Labour Edavong, TL Clays in 9th and 10th. Boris Letterbox in 11th. Ninjas in 12th. And then 2 Scotsmen of Briz and Ian Boy, 3rd and 14th. 14th and below was a DNF. Excuse me. With the DNF, and then it's Ian Boy, Kimmy, Bacon, Rampage and Nuthead who were your retirements. After a brilliant drive from Nuthead at the start as well. He got into the lead as well, and he was fighting his way still, but he just pitted that a little bit too early, and that completely ruined his race, unfortunately. He would have been on for a good result today. But that is your RFL Tier 1 Chinese Grand Prix. We have got Danny in this party. Well, I was going to say race winner, but obviously he came 2nd in the end, unfortunately for him, but he did drove brilliantly. And we've also got Leopard, who is your race winner today. So, Axcurve, would you like to begin the interviews with Leopard?
Yeah, so I want to just congratulate you on your win, first race of the season. I'm sure you're very happy. How does that make you feel?
Pretty good, I guess. Yeah, it was a bit of an interesting start to the race. Had wing damage the entirety of the wet stint after the mayhem that unfolded on the exit of, what is it, turn 7, I think. So yeah, that was a bit of a challenge in the wet, and then obviously paired for mediums to plan to go to the end. Then safety car came out, which kind of saved me, I think, or well, maybe not saved me, but definitely made things a lot easier. Put on set of softs, got the move done for the lead, and kind of control it from there.
So you qualified P6. Was you happy with that position, or did you think you could have done better if you were given another chance?
Considering I was on the softs, I was pretty happy with the laps, so I'll
Were you banking on it being a dry, wet start, or did you think it being a wet?
I thought I'll take a gamble and see what happens. If it turns out to be dry, then there would have been an absolute masterstroke, but unfortunately not. So inters and yeah.
Well, a very good drive from you, so congratulations. And
Cheers.
We're going to move on to the driver who finished in 2nd. Morgan, do you want me to do this interview, or do you want to?
I'll do 2nd place, as we agreed before. So, Danny, yeah. I don't know what to say. Your drive was brilliant today. Yes, you qualified pole, and you probably would have wanted the win, and you might be disappointed by that, but you came from pretty much last, back up to 2nd place, and you would have been 3rd, probably, if that safety car didn't come out. So you didn't even need a safety car, really, to help you in the end. And it was just a brilliant drive. Just sum it up for us.
Yeah, pace in the wet was good, but I got smashed into turn 3 by some Has that put me round. And then I was last. Then he done the same again a few laps later, which put me back in last. Then yeah, I was kind of I don't know if mediums go to the end, so I just pitted on to do 2 soft stints. And then, yeah, the safety car came out, which I didn't really know why. But then, yeah, I did last stint, but I made a few mistakes which kept putting me behind Waitzel.
Yeah, well, you did drive I don't really know a good word to describe your drive because I think it was probably one of the best drives ever, and come out of a championship winning season like that, and to come back with a drive like today, I don't know, it's just astounding. But one question I do have, excuse me, when the safety car came out, everyone came into pits, you included, but you decided to go into the mediums rather than the softs. Just explain the reasoning behind that.
I thought that the softs might not go to the end, or they might fall off the cliff. So yeah, so I pitted on to mediums to play safe.
Yeah, and in hindsight, do you reckon that was a good choice or a bad choice?
I reckon it was. Or I reckon once I was in the rhythm, I was in the last few laps. I was starting to catch Leopard a bit, but I lost a bit of time behind. It was about a 5 second gap anyway, so I don't think I would have caught anyway. So yeah, not too fast. Just happy with P2.
Yeah, well, I have no more questions, so we're gonna go on to Wastel now. Congratulations, Danny and Leopard, though. Before I do the conclusion later, but Axcurve, do you want to interview Wastel?
Yeah, sure. So, Wastel, yeah, I haven't really heard of your name before, but you've definitely came on, in my view, as a very good driver. You drew a pretty stern race. I'm pretty sure. So, do you want to just run us through what happened, during the racing quality?
Yeah. First off, thank you. Quite nice of you. Uh, yeah, I took the gamble in quali, hoping that it was going to be the wet start. Luckily, it was. That whole thing happened with turn 3, which I wasn't too sure what happened, but managed to avoid that. Had to give Jack the place back. It was a legal overtake. Had a nice little battle with him at the start till the crossover point. Got the crossover point pretty much spot on, which I was happy with. Went on the softs. I thought a lot of people will try the 2-stop. Leopard didn't. So I just tried to pull away from him. Quite happy with the pace. I know Leopard's really, really quick. And so just trying to keep the gap there. Saw he was occupied with fighting further down the field. Then the safety car came out. Didn't know whether to go softs or mediums. Took the soft gamble, and yeah, P3 I'm very happy with.
I think you were battling with, was it King Liam near the end? I think he got past you, but then you clawed it back on penalties, if I'm not mistaken. Was your race just trying to minimise the penalties when you knew that he'd be all over you?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, from previous leagues, I know the likes of Leopard and Liam are pretty quick. But then I saw he had the penalties. I just sort of tried to get the tyres to the end. I kept the Renault behind, which was good, and then just needed to keep the gap to Liam, get the third. I was hoping maybe Danny would have 3 seconds, which I could claw, but you know he kept it clean. So again, P3, very happy with that.
Yeah, well, very good drive, and thank you for the interview. Morgs, do you have anything else you'd like to comment?
No, I don't have anything I want to ask any of the opponent drivers anymore because we've covered pretty much everything I want to ask. So congratulations to all 3 of you. It was a very entertaining race today, and I'm sure Axcurve agrees with me with that one. It was a brilliant race to watch. No matter who you watch, there was action everywhere. But we will be back next week to do it all over again in Bahrain for round 2 of RFL Season 1, and we got Leopard and Danny at the top of the championship, with Wastel just a tiny bit behind them as well. Who will prevail next time out in Bahrain, and will anybody be able to touch Elsie Leopard and Danny and Wastel? We'll find out next time out in Bahrain, and we'll see you then. Goodbye.